being in the outdoors might actually
Oh my God, no.
be better.
No.
And the people laughed
No,
at the
don't do
idea
it.
of UV rays, which I don't understand why. That's been known for, maybe even a couple of centuries. I'm not sure, but the idea of the UV rays,
you don't know. See, you don't
kills
even know.
everything. And the more exposure to sunlight and the summer and whatnot could go a long way in helping with it. Meanwhile,
I'm going to come out of my bunker.
the disease can still spread, but then the mutations within it seems to lessen its lethality, whereas the infection could increase. So,
Oh my God.
look,
Wait
it's
a minute.
becoming
What?
everyone's paranoid of the other side and
Oh,
that you want to
yeah.
drag it
Oh,
on because
God,
the
yeah.
economy roars back. Oh,
No,
Trump's
it
unbeatable.
won't. It won't.
But at this point, it's going to be a hard case to make to say that the whole thing was Trump's fault. They
It
went through a thing that
is.
he didn't listen to experts at the
That's
time.
right, he did.
Yes, he did. Just go back and look at their statements. Fauci himself
Oh, God, no,
was
he's no
on
good.
board with it'll
I've
peak
seen
by
pandemic.
March and all this
Oh,
stuff.
my
And
God,
the
that's conspiracy.
World Health Organization said, oh, well, there's no human to human communication of the disease. They stated that. Now they're beholden to China, who lied
good.
the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We don't know that.
Yeah,
oh
we
my
do.
God, it's just so bad. But that's the state we're in, you know.
Because of Trump.
Oh, God damn it.
Fortunately, there's other news.
What?
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. World's most identical twins share everything. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. Two women who are called the most identical twins in the world do everything together. Anna and Lucy DeCinque are 34-year-old twins from Perth, Australia, and they live a totally bizarre lifestyle that includes showering together, going to the bathroom together, and even dating the same man for the past 9 years. The twins are also obsessed with exercise to the point of absurdity. They work out vigorously for 6 hours every day and only eat once a day. The twins live with their mechanic boyfriend named Ben and their mother. The twins say they and Ben share a king-size bed. Yes. The siblings, who splashed out nearly $250,000 on cosmetic surgery to make themselves look more alike before reversing the effects, went on to detail the lengths they go to stay identical. Lucy said if she goes to the toilet, I have to go at the same time because we eat and drink the same. We shower together. We're just never apart. It's stressful being us. We have to measure our plates. Everything has to be identical. The sisters went on to admit that they even planned to be pregnant at the same time, claiming it's Ben's job to make sure that happens. The sisters first found fame after they spent thousands on matching surgery to remain identical. When they reached their 20s, the sisters opted for years of lip fillers, breast implants, facial tattooing, skin needling, laser treatments, and even eyebrows and hair extensions. But the twins, who once had 14 beauty procedures in 2 weeks, later decided to have their eyebrow and lip tattoos removed and let their fillers dissolve after realizing they'd overdone the procedures. The twins also say they want to marry their long-term boyfriend, but polygamy is against the law in Australia.
Okay, so we share a partner, Ben, and we would like to marry him one day, but the law in Australia says we can't. So what do we do?
I don't know. I guess Ben could always split the difference. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com.
Sometimes I feel fat and unattractive. But then, I go shop at Walmart, where the average customer is at least 400 pounds, and I'm nowhere near in that ballpark, so I feel great. Thank you, Walmart.
Yes, Walmart, where you can simply look around and feel better about yourself. Unless, of course, you're regular. After sexual encounter with inmate, jail employee arrested. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. A woman who worked in the commissary of the Plaquemines Parish Detention Center was arrested after she had a sexual encounter with a male inmate jailed there. Zaria Holly Ragus, 24, of Braithwaite, was booked with malfeasance in office involving sexual conduct. Ragus was employed by a company contracted to provide services to the jail. Well, not those. The company at press time has not been identified and no further details have yet to be divulged. That's too bad. But detectives are looking into the allegations as the case is still under investigation. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com. And now, from Nailsin Productions comes a space opera adventure like no other. Bubba Stargone and the Uranus Patrol! In our last episode, Bubba and friends, now trapped in an alternate universe, were nearly found out by what appeared to be an alive and well Admiral Johnny Ray. But this was only an imposture, for it turns out that Johnny Ray was in reality Saurus Lear in disguise. So, as protocol would have it, apparently, according to Mr. Spot anyway, Captain, or rather Admiral Bubba Stargone at this point must inform the Emperor of Earth on the current situation.
Greetings, Edsel. I understand congratulations are in order for you, Captain Stargone, or should I say Admiral, as you are now sole commander of the Space Fleet, due to the unfortunate demise of Admiral Johnny Ray.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Prime. Emperor, sir. That's really nice of you to mention.
Yes, and now your report on your conference with the Martian delegation.
The conference never really got started, as it seems we had a rather peculiar interruption here, but some cool news came out of it.
Explain.
Oh boy, well, let's see. It all started when, let me back up.
Captain, Admiral, perhaps
what?
Can better explain the situation to His Majesty.
Yeah, sure, give it a shot, Spot. Hey, it rhymed.
Your Excellency, we nearly had a disaster on our hands with an imposter boarding the ship claiming to be Admiral Johnny Ray, but was actually a terrorist masquerading as the late Admiral. But fortunately, our keen eyes were able to find him out, and he's now our prisoner. Terrorist? What terrorist? Well, it's quite a prize, Your Excellency. It's none other than the leader of the resistance, Dr. Saurus Lear. What? I thought he was dead.
Well, he's not, but I guess he soon will be.
Well, after proper interrogation procedures have been conducted and completed, yes, Dr. Lear will be shot out of an airlock as standard procedure with summary execution of terrorists and traitors.
No, those rules are hereby belayed. You are not to harm Dr. Lear until you receive further word from my office. Otherwise, well done. Hold your position until you receive, again, further instructions from the throne. Out.
The Emperor talks to us from the head? Come on.
What?
Well, that's not dignified.
No, Bubba.
What?
Never mind. Strange. The Emperor doesn't want us to carry out the standard order with traitors.
Yeah, I don't know. Guess he thinks he knows something.
Perhaps we can find out more what's afoot in the interrogation.
Oh, yeah. And later, in the interrogation chamber...
Booze, you and Pristine are to stand by, lest the good doctor suffer any ill effects in the course of this interrogation.
Now, hang on, Spot. The Emperor said we weren't supposed to do any of that stuff to him.
But, Bubba, we're not supposed to discuss that sort of matter in front of the prisoner, but nevertheless, you've already done it. After all, the Emperor only said we couldn't follow through with the execution. As far as interrogation, well, I didn't really hear anything saying we couldn't.
Now listen here, buddy boy. I'm the Admiral around here, and you're getting a little too big for your britches as far as I'm concerned.
What's your problem with the course of this action, Bubba? You've been acting awfully odd here of late.
I'm acting odd. I mean, you people are plumb crazy. Well, you know, look, we've had imposters and whatnot. I just got through having to, you know, get rid of the Admiral. You know, and so all that nonsense, I'm a little on edge. Who knows what's next, you know?
All the more reason to get answers from the prisoner.
Oh, yeah, good point there, Spot. All right, Booze, stand by on the morphine.
Oh, I hope I'm not too late. I do hate to miss a good interrogation.
Starkisser, what the hell are you doing here?
Bubba, as our allies, the Martians, have a stake in this as well.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Lear, you were presumed dead. How is it you escaped your demise? Simple. I faked my death so that I could operate secretly. And at some point you assumed the identity of Admiral Johnny Ray. Due to Johnny Ray's obscene sexual obsession with my daughter Reptilian, he began snooping about in her business and stumbled upon the truth that I was still alive. But I saw this as an opportunity to lure him out so that I could kill him and assume his identity. It was no easy task, as his attack cat bodyguard, Pristine What? Good Lord. Pristine Cathedral.
Oh.
You're alive.
Yeah, I escaped, of course, and I faked my death too.
It's impossible. I swore you were disintegrated.
Yeah, don't distract us from the main deal here, Dr. Sarsland. I can see what you're trying to pull here. So you thought you snuffed out the kitty cat, but you were wrong, buddy. Now, let's see. You know anything about, wormholes?
Wormholes?
If I may,
Bubba, listen here, sorry-so chap.
Huh?
We go back quite a ways. After all, I was once your son-in-law.
Wait, what?
And now that you've been revealed as some sort of shape changer, I have to know. Yes. How did you achieve that ability? No, Spot, that's not what I want to know. I want to know, did your daughter, my ex-wife Reptilian, also possess this ability? Well, yes, Bo. Yes, she does. Damn her! She could have taken the form of a man? Well, if she wanted to, yes. Oh, damn her! Oh, God! I mean, she never let me be the bottom. And, of course, the operative phrase here is want to. Oh, she never would. No. She could have given me what was lacking in our marriage. Oh, God, I'm so glad I divorced that little bitch and sold her off to the Emperor. Not only did it give us a great treaty between Earth and Mars, but it also helped me to become who I really am.
What the hell? Hey, what?
Battle stations.
Oh, man.
We're under attack. It's the Venusians.
Oh, no, not those bitches. Oh,